Words of wisdom. An apple a day will keep anybody away if you throw it hard enough. Welcome to the Wreckless podcast. My name is Chef Cody Storts. Today is going to be a rough day at the office. For those of you who can watch, today we are hanging out with Mr. Niyaz Pirani again.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome back, sir.
Glad to be back.
I know these chairs suck and it's horrible to be here, but welcome back.
Any chair sitting in front of this steak and this many truffles does not suck.
And then we have the Truffle Queen, as those who own the restaurant business, or that's what I call her. And if you don't call her that, then damn shame on you.
Thank you.
Miss Stephanie is in the house from Sabatino's, correct?
I am.
Yeah.
Sabatino Truffles.
Well, I just meant you're in the house.
Sorry.
The truffles are extra. As long as you're here, we're good.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, I like
And if
this.
they don't call her the Truffle Queen, they will now.
Yeah, they better now. They better
Good.
be like, we're going to
I
get you
like the
shirts.
moniker.
Good.
That's good.
That's what's going to happen. So, welcome to the lounge. Today is going to be a rough day. You were bringing, of course, beautiful truffles. So I thought I'd bust out a little bit from the kitchen, which I haven't done yet on the show. Usually I sit my fat butt in this chair this whole time and yap. But this time I thought I would cook something. And I know, Niyaz, you've been dying to try this. I know you hit this up.
It's really good stuff, guys. Ready? Some things are a thing of beauty.
But this is one of a kind, man. This is a 165-day-old, dry-aged ribeye from Double R Ranch. And it's one of a kind. I mean, I don't know, I'll let you explain it. We grilled it up and threw it in the oven and then, of course, threw some truffle butter on it. And we're going to eat it today.
I can't
But
wait.
have you had anything like this, guys?
No.
No.
No? Tony, what do you think?
I'm lying.
The smile on Tony's
Good
face right
God, the smile's always on for me on this show. It seems like, man.
That was just my deodorant now, dude. A little fat under the chin and we're good to go.
just every time, man. This show.
Yeah, well, that's,
Every week.
That's why I keep them coming back. I'm like, wine, food. What else is there?
Yeah, that's
right?
what you
I'm available
called me.
most Wednesdays.
Yeah, right.
He called me and he's like, hey, man, want to do the podcast again on Wednesday? We're going to have truffles there. And I'm probably going to cook a really good steak. I'm like, yeah. No way. You
I
can't
don't
say
even
no.
know this of you. Are you a truffle fan?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Definitely.
So Niyaz is one of the friends I'd consider that has an actual like really good palate. A lot of my friends say they like to go out to eat, and they're just a bunch of BS liars. Is really what it comes down to, right? They go out and they don't understand what the nuances of actually going out is. And so whenever I try to do something nice and fine, I always think of my good friend Niyaz here to come in and put it in his mouth.
Compliment.
What a nice dude.
I just wanted to tell him he can put it in his mouth. That's all.
Well, anytime you want me to put this particular
Sure.
piece of meat in my mouth.
Well, we're gonna get to that, but what's new in your life, Niyaz? I mean, what do you got going on, man? Last time you were telling me about Pascal and what's up, and of course we're gonna eat this steak needs to rest another 5 minutes, so we got to yap for at least that long, and then I'll chop it up.
worries. I have
What do you got going on, dude?
a couple cool things going on. First, I went to a really great festival this weekend in Long Beach called Music Tastes Good. It's organized by a bunch of Long Beach scene people and booked by the guy who was the booker for Chain Reaction and the Glass House and a bunch of other great venues.
I don't remember being at those places a lot.
So for me,
Glass House especially.
oh well, okay. So for me, I go to a ton of shows and
Sure.
so some of the best memories this guy has actually curated, and this festival was really great. Part food festival, so music tastes good. So they had this chef's tent, and what I thought was really cool about the way they themed it was all the chefs were from port cities across like the western part of the continent. So they had people represented from Long Beach, from Oakland, from Seattle, from Vancouver.
Rad.
It was rad. The concept was great, and then the bands were great. New Order headlined the first night, which was
That's
awesome.
old school, man. I dig it.
Yeah, there was a lot of people there, and it was great. I think more people watched them. This shows you like, I know you're like a Coachella goer because you
Yeah.
cooked there plenty of times, but this shows like the shift in how people age into the music they listen to. But I think more people probably watched New Order at this, festival in Long Beach than did at Coachella this year.
Oh, I'm sure, man. It's a different vibe, dude. I'm sure they had the appropriate age range at this one versus Coachella, where it's been getting younger and younger by the
Right.
years. And more people are chewing their face off there than at this one, I'm sure. If you know what I'm saying, cool. If you don't, cool. But
I get
you know how it go, right?
And also on Sunday you were there, the Golden Foodies.
Yeah, the Golden Foodies were a good time, man. I got to give them props, dude. They've come a long way from what it was year 1, year 2.
Yeah, it's now year 7. Shout out Pam and Trisha.
Who won? I take it this is an honor, the Golden Foodie.
The Golden Foodies is cool. Check it out. So Pam and Trisha put on this. It's a party, and it's basically a restaurant industry.
Yes, from the Orange County Restaurant Association.
Yeah, you probably explain it better than I do, but it's they put on a party, and everybody kind of puts out in the world who's the best of. And everybody has their feeling whether or not that works or not. But the actual party they throw and the amount of people that go and the respect from the community and the restaurants, it's a complete success. Cool. These guys, everybody comes, has a great time. It's a one time all the chefs and owners I kind of think get to dress up and get to go out and get taken care of.
Yeah, well, and that just shows you like what restaurants. I was thinking about this driving in. Like everybody's coming to this really nice party at the very tail end of a Sunday night. It just shows like restaurant people have to live their lives in a completely different time frame than everyone else. So.
Yeah, 100%. So if you haven't heard about it, Stephanie, check it out. Next year, you bring some truffles. I'm telling you, every restaurant that's in Orange County goes. I mean, for the most part. I mean, there's very few people that don't participate, or if they don't.
But they highlight their dishes. They're not doing a theme.
Some restaurants come and that's the main dinner of it, but mostly it's the party.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, everybody kind of has tacos or whatever. I mean, I brought peanut butter and jelly just to like have a good time, right? I mean, it was, it's my take on it, but really it's just to have a good time. It's not to like show off I mean, you're showing off to other restaurant people. They know what you're doing. They can see you in the papers or in the Reddit or the read your reviews or it's more just to have a good time and throw back some cocktails, really.
Yeah, see, a good gift might be a small thing of truffle dust in each one of them, and then one of the goodie bags amongst the 500, just drop one fat truffle.
Yeah, you are the winner.
I like that.
Truffle lottery.
That's why I keep him around. Good ideas all the time.
Yeah, he does have good ideas.
He's got them good ideas. Right. That's what it is.
I got 12 months to prepare for this.
Yeah.
Well, what about you, bro?
To be honest with you, man, this week it's been a fantastic week for me. Family's good, life's good, and above all, we've taken back. I've taken back sort of the reins in the kitchen this week, and so as of the last month, I've been cooking 6 days a week again, which I haven't done in a little while, which for me is kind of like going back into my artist painting room.
So that's why you didn't mess that steak up on the first.
That's why I can cook a steak. That's it. That's my first time today, actually, cooking a steak. But so it's been good for me. It's back to the roots a lot this week, and throwing down just stuff that I like, man. I mean, I brought back old school pastas, and I brought back some cool stuff I haven't played with in a while. I made gnocchi this week, which is always fun for me, and I haven't made pasta. Thinking about your pizza, that's why I did it, really. Tony's Pizza inspired me to make ricotta gnocchi this week. I thought about you. They're kind of shaped like your head, too. That was the goal.
I haven't had gnocchi in so long.
Oh, dude, we'll throw down.
I have a question about how you make your gnocchi. Do you wait for the potato to have eyes?
I don't use potato at all.
Oh, it's just the ricotta and
just
a little
ricotta and gnocchi. Okay. It's kind of like a nudie.
Nudie.
A nudie.
Wow.
Yeah. Just because it's fun to say. Yeah. Nudie. But overall, it actually plumps up in size. When I do it, I actually poach them in part milk and salt water. It allows them to open up a little bit more. It allows the creaminess to not absorb. The lactic acid also makes the outside formulate when you hit it into the butter a little bit, so the outside caramelizes better. So, ricotta gnocchi carbonara is what's going down. And that's why I got to get some more truffles today.
That's right.
Because we got to throw down.
Did you ever do like a duck version of that? Or
We did. We did a breakfast and a duck egg. We did duck confit that was cured in a little bit of juniper berries and gin. And then that was shredded on top with some dried cranberries, like Thanksgiving with the duck egg in the middle and gnocchi around the edge.
So this actually has me thinking, when you're cooking, either at home, maybe it's different actually, at home or at the restaurant, what's your favorite thing to make?
Bro, what's crazy is food in general is good. I'm not gonna lie, dude. I think I've come across this. I think we've talked about it before, but I think all food has its place, and I think a lot of people have forgotten that in this world. And last time you were on, man, we talked about fine dining. We talked about a freaking sandwich, right. And I went out the other day and we went to this really nice place, and I was looking all over, and they got these steaks, and this guy was trying to tell me all about these cool things. They probably were bitching, but really what I had was the bomb meat, and that was bomb, right? And I was like, that's what I'm craving, dude. And that hit the spot, and that was actually. That's the kind of stuff that I don't think you can always make at home or do at home, or if you do, that people forget that's what makes you feel good. Is mashed potatoes for me. If I'm on the line and we got mashed potatoes, damn straight if I don't have a spoon in it, right? That's just how it goes, right?
Totally.
And everybody that messes it up, I'm like, hey man, no cream in the mashed potatoes, straight butter,
just all
garlic,
just Robichon style.
Yeah, they should be yellow. If they're not yellow, there's a problem, But that's the kind of food that I like to make, man. It's stuff that makes people happy and stuff that looks good. We went to a small plate place probably 2.5 weeks ago, and man, I just don't get it. Like it was beautiful. Everything was beautiful. rolled watermelon radishes that had been pickled and whatever. And I was like, that's good. But everything that came out, I went, man, that's like a Picasso, not like dinner.
There's like a place for it.
I see a lot of that.
Yeah.
It is beautiful.
Yeah. I mean, I gave the guy a handshake. I said, hey, man, I'm really good. I really want some Del Taco on the way home. Right? And you know the old saying of you leave a fine dining place, you're still hungry. I just don't think that has to exist, even if it is fancy. But the food was fantastic. I won't leave it. I'll leave the names out. But I think that kind of style is just not me. Right? And, I've tried to be that. And every time I wake up and go, what the fuck am I doing? Why the hell did I do that?
That was actually, I was at a fundraiser 2 weeks ago. Actually, can I give a shout out real quick?
Yeah, absolutely. You can shout out to
I want to give a shout out to the Max Love Project.
Oh, yeah.
I work with them. They help raise money for children who have survived and are thriving as cancer survivors. And everything that goes past that, how do you take care of these kids and help them, with their health and their diets and their wellness.
Yeah, their level of purity has to be a whole different thing. Right. That's what they're trying to do, is get it straight. And farm to table being cliche, but that's really what he's doing, correct?
Exactly.
And it's a beautiful way.
And you like the woman Audra who founded it, her son had brain cancer when he was 5. He's 10 now. And what she was telling me is that the diet he's on is like a strict ketogenic diet. He gets one cheat meal a month, but he's like such a gastronome that he plans out where he's going to go. He picks it and everything. But beside that point, they raised $340,000 at their last fundraiser, which makes me so happy.
Wow.
And the thing that made me laugh, though, was Chef Azmin Garamond from Sapphire and Laguna. That's what he told everyone. He said, I prepared a beautiful dinner for you. There's chicken on the table. There's beef. There's vegetables. And if you're still hungry after that, you can go to In-N-Out.
See, it's a real thing, man.
Yeah.
I love it, dude. And that's his style, and his style is unbelievable. The guy's uber talented.
Same with D Wynn at Break of Dawn in Laguna Hills. He does these really fancy dinners. It's like him and maybe 3 or 4 people.
Yeah, they throw down like a mad dog, dude. They're awesome.
It's like 13 to 21 course dinners. So that's like, 600 plates, depending on how busy the restaurant is. Mm-hmm. They do it in 3 to 4 hours. And then every single time, without fail, when he's done, you'll see him post a picture of In-N-Out. And it just makes me laugh.
Well, that's what really is. Like, what do you do when you leave work? I'm like, I stopped by Taco Bell because I'm starving, man. I didn't eat all night. I had a bite of mashed potatoes and I had a bite of this or a bite of that.
I'm still stuck on the 21 course dinner.
Yeah.
Oh, it's crazy.
Did you see what I did with Gino from Kaori?
Yeah.
Last Sunday.
Actually, congratulations, Gino, for his spot in Santa Ana.
Yeah. Denouncing. I don't know if he's come. I mean, he's come out in the world, but really, everybody should check it out. He went from doing Kaori, which we all know is my favorite sushi spot, period.
It won Best Sushi in OC Weekly.
And he doesn't even care, right? He's like 12 years. He doesn't even read the paper. Like, the guy has no. Literally, I said, Gino, would you like to speak to everybody at the dining room? He goes, I'm good. What the fuck is I'm good? Like, what do you? We know you're good, but like, would you like to tell everybody something? He's like, no. All right, bro, you're good. You're good. So me and him threw down. I don't know if I don't know if I'll ever do this again. It was by no means a competition. He's just one of my favorite opposite ends of the world people of mine, And so I said, hey man, he sold Kaori and he got this, and I said, you're not doing anything in between. Would you like to come down? We'll throw down, just whatever, just to cook. And at first we were trying to do pairings and all these things. I said, man, this is too much work, dude. Let's just cook. You pick 3 things you like. I'll pick 3 things I like, and then we both have to use them in a dish. Small plates. So 6 ideas, 12 plates.
Well, that makes sense then. The one dish that I did see online was, I think it was udon with uni, and was it like foie butter in it, or?
That with truffle oil. So he used white truffle oil. So he made this like sea urchin dish out of that. It was absolutely delicious, by the way.
Mix it together. Was the uni the sauce?
Yeah. No, he put raw uni on top as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he did. You got a little bit of mix of both, just so you could have texture. And then, I made a dish that I was like, yeah, we got this. I was going to do a turn on scrambled eggs and uni, but tempura battering 26 fried egg yolks was a little much. So we ended up making the perfect scrambled egg.
That's punishment.
Well, if it was 10, no problem, right? But 26, my poor line cooks were trying to do dinner at the same time. They looked and they're like, "Hefe," like, yeah, just scramble them, bro. We're done. But it turned out the dinner itself was a unique experience, so we put out like 340 something plates in like 2.5 hours to 26 people in the middle of the dining room during dinner service.
That's
completely just like in the back.
No, right here, right. You took up the whole middle of the dining room, and then everybody else could sit everywhere else and watch. And honestly, it was one of the funnest dinners that I've done, but I'll tell you what, I never had my head down that long. Usually we come out, we talk, we have a good time, and whatever. But this time we buried our heads and cooked, and it was a lot of fun, man. I never done dinner like that, especially with another. I had no idea what he's cooking, so I'm seeing his stuff and he's seeing mine for the first time.
That's
as
so
dinner
weird.
goes out.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, and throughout the day he would ask me like, "Hey man, I never done this before," but I made a shumai mushi, which is the first course in the steamer. So I made a coddled.
Were you trying to keep it Asian themed as well?
No, not at all. I was just I did one dish because he gave. We were using what was the ingredient for that? I can't even think of it right now. I believe it was langoustines was the first one. Scallops. It was Hokkaido scallops. So basically, I made a Thai-based dish, shumai-mushi with shiitake and ginger and coconut milk with a pork tail broth, and then creamed that with eggs, and then steamed it so that it was just gelatinous enough to put a seared one sliced cooked side of the scallop and raw side of the scallop on top of it. So it went out with chili oil.
Whoa.
And so it was a full shumai-mushi, which I was like, when it came out, I went, I can't believe that fucking worked.
That
I can't believe that worked.
Spectacular.
Yeah, so
Do you know what a treat it is for people to hear the way you just explained that? That is brilliant.
Well, it was a miracle it worked. I'm a white kid from Texas making shumai muffin nothing. It's probably a miracle, I'll tell you that much.
This is shumai.
shumai, something.
That's actually, I have to tell you that two of my funniest Cody memories are some dinners that he threw a couple years back. We did one that was a blood and guts dinner, and
yeah, I'm gonna start cutting the steak because we're there now. You go ahead and talk. I'm gonna cut. We're gonna take a break here in a few, and then we'll come back and eat. So finish your story though, and we'll go for it.
Word. It was a blood and guts dinner, and every course was the first course was charcuterie, and it was a half of a pig's head on a tray with greens and mustard and pickles and nothing else.
And you just grab for the cheeks.
Yep. And I have a picture. I remember of like 4 people just grabbing onto this thing. That was a good one. And then and I remember the first course of that, he comes out and he didn't tell you what you were eating until like maybe 5-10 minutes in. And he comes out on the first course.
The rule was I wasn't going to tell anybody what they were eating at all until everybody tried it.
And the only thing they knew is blood and guts.
No, and I would tell them the first course is taco. The first course is charcuterie. The second course is tacos. The third course is whatever, and that's all I put on there. And literally, I felt like Dexter making that meal, by the way. It's the only time I've been grossed out.
I remember he had gallons of blood, and he comes out and...
What'd you do with the blood? Blood puddings?
Coagulator.
Yeah, I used everything. Instead of using a thickener, I used the coagulant from the pig blood. And then I literally made a pig blood stock that we coagulated and broke back down into gelatin cubes to use into other dishes.
Wow.
But god damn, it was gross.
So he goes,
Right?
he comes out into the dining room and he goes, did you guys like that soup? And everybody...
By the way, check out the inside of the steak.
Let's get a picture of this.
Now, this steak, I'll tell you right now. So this is rested about 15 minutes, and we're going to eat it when we get back. But this steak, even just slicing into it, is a whole new smell. Holy ish.
I noticed that it has the smell, the perfume of the Iberico ham, and you did state that that's because they dry cure it.
Absolutely. All right, well, we're going to take a break. We're going to bust out some truffles. We're going to hear all about Stephanie, not sitting here listening to us yap the whole time. And we'll be back with you. Wreckless Podcast.